December 2022. A Mexican mafia leader sat in his California prison cell, miles from the outside world. With a contraband phone, he sent a message that would seal a man's fate. 4 words: put him on green light. Within days, the target was tracked across social media, located in Los Angeles County Jail, and attacked with a weapon. He survived the first attempt. The gang immediately began planning a second hit. This is how contract killings happen behind bars, where concrete walls don't stop murder, they just change the methods. Connection loop. Most people think prison walls keep dangerous criminals contained, but federal investigations have exposed a chilling reality. Some of the most calculated murders in America are orchestrated by inmates who've been locked up for decades. From 2021 to 2024, law enforcement reported over 69,000 incidents involving gang activity according to FBI data, with murders and conspiracy charges dominating these cases. The Aryan Brotherhood, Mexican Mafia, and other prison gangs don't just survive behind bars, they thrive, turning correctional facilities into command centers for violence that reaches far beyond prison fences. Section 1. The power structure. Before understanding how a hit gets ordered, you need to know who gives the orders. Prison gangs operate with military-like precision and hierarchy. At the top sits the shot caller, the ultimate decision-maker who controls gang operations from inside maximum security prisons. These aren't random inmates. They're calculated leaders who've spent years proving their loyalty through violence and strategic thinking. In prison gang terminology, the shot caller functions like a CEO of a criminal organization. According to correctional experts, shot callers make major operational decisions, approve hits, settle disputes, and manage drug trafficking networks that span entire state prison systems. Below them are lieutenants, enforcers who carry out orders, and soldiers at the bottom who execute the actual violence. Take Ronald Yandel, a leader in the Aryan Brotherhood. In December 2024, this 62-year-old from Pinole, California, was sentenced to 2 consecutive life terms for ordering murders from inside California State Prison, Sacramento. Federal prosecutors proved that Yandel and his co-conspirator William Sylvester ran their operation from a shared prison cell, directing killings and drug trafficking across multiple facilities. The jury convicted them of racketeering conspiracy, murder in aid of racketeering, and multiple drug trafficking charges. The Mexican Mafia operates similarly. When 19 members and associates were charged in June 2025, federal investigators revealed how a member known in coded language as the Elegant One coordinated a murder conspiracy from inside the California prison system and Los Angeles County Jail. This wasn't street-level crime. This was organized, calculated violence directed by someone who'd been incarcerated for years. Section 2. The trigger. Why hits get ordered. Prison gangs don't order hits randomly. Each killing serves a strategic purpose within the gang's power structure and code. Federal cases reveal 5 main reasons why shot callers authorize contract killings. First, violations of gang rules. Prison gangs enforce strict codes of conduct. Members who cooperate with authorities, steal from the gang, or show disrespect face severe consequences. The penalty is often death. In the 2025 Mexican Mafia case, federal prosecutors stated the defendants acted as rogue judges, juries, and executioners when they marked their victim for death over perceived infractions against the gang. Second, eliminating witnesses. Jesus Faraj, a 45-year-old gang leader, demonstrated this in brutal fashion. While serving nearly 20 years in Centinela State Prison, Faraj rose through gang ranks and ordered the execution-style murder of 32-year-old Jimmy Kiu on Super Bowl Sunday 2019. Using contraband cell phones from his cell, Faraj coordinated the hit in San Diego's City Heights neighborhood. In December 2023, he was sentenced to life without parole plus 60 years. San Diego County District Attorney Summer Stefan described him as a ruthless criminal who casually ordered a murder from his prison cell. Third, territorial control. Prison gangs compete for dominance over drug distribution, gambling, and protection rackets inside facilities. Rivals who encroach on territory get targeted. Barry Mills, who led the Aryan Brotherhood until his death in 2018, was convicted in 2006, along with 3 other leaders, for ordering dozens of murders to maintain the gang's power in federal supermax prisons. Federal prosecutors presented evidence of 32 murders and attempted murders in what became one of the largest federal capital punishment cases in history. Fourth, race wars. White supremacist prison gangs like the Aryan Brotherhood have historically ordered hits to maintain racial segregation and dominance within prisons. In January 2025, 3 Aryan Brotherhood members, Kenneth Johnson, Francis Clement, and John Stinson, went on trial in Los Angeles County for ordering 5 murders as part of their gang operations. Fifth, demonstrating power. Sometimes hits serve as messages to other inmates, showing that the gang can reach anyone, anywhere, at any time. Section 3, the communication network. Here's where things get fascinating and disturbing. Shot callers sit in maximum security prisons, often in solitary confinement. Yet they communicate with associates across entire prison systems and into the streets. How? Contraband cell phones are the primary tool. According to FBI reports, these devices represent perhaps the worst type of contraband because they provide inmates with easy, continuing connections to life outside prison walls. In 2008, California officials alone confiscated approximately 2,800 cell phones. During a massive Texas prison search, authorities recovered around 300 wireless phones, including 18 from death row inmates. The smuggling methods are creative and disturbing. Federal investigations have found phones hidden in body cavities, rice containers, hollowed-out books, false bottoms of boxes, inside toilets, televisions, light fixtures, and even smuggled over perimeter fences using makeshift launchers. Visitors conceal phones on their person. Corrupt correctional officers accept bribes, sometimes hundreds of dollars per device, to sneak phones inside. One officer reportedly earned over $100,000 by charging prisoners $100 to $400 per phone. In the Ronald Yandell case, prosecutors revealed that defendants had been caught with 43 prison cell phones in recent years. This allowed them to conduct business as if they were operating from corporate offices, rather than maximum security cells. The Aryan Brotherhood took communication secrecy to another level. In June 2006, federal agents discovered gang leaders using invisible ink to pass coded messages past prison guards. These messages directed violent operations while appearing to be innocent correspondence. When phones aren't available, inmates use kites, prison slang for clandestine notes written on small pieces of paper in tiny print. According to prison experts, kites can be folded and passed through secretive means between inmates, sometimes hidden in unexpected places to avoid detection. These notes coordinate everything from drug deals to murder plots. Section 4. The green light system. This is the actual mechanism that authorizes a hit. In prison gang terminology, a green light means a person has been marked for death. The green light system functions like a death warrant that travels through the gang's network. The 2025 Mexican Mafia case provides the clearest documentation of how this works. When the Elegant One placed the victim on the green light list, the order traveled through multiple layers. Mexican Mafia associates followed the victim on social media to track his location. One armed associate went to the victim's family residence trying to find and kill him. When the target was arrested and incarcerated in Los Angeles County Jail, the system kicked into high gear. Mexican Mafia shot callers in leadership positions inside jail, called shot callers in California, state prisons, and associates on the streets to confirm the green light status. This verification process is crucial. It prevents unauthorized killings and ensures the order comes from legitimate leadership. Once confirmed, Mexican Mafia associates within Los Angeles County Jail, known as sureños or soldiers, attacked the victim with a weapon. He was transported to a hospital for treatment. When shot callers learned he survived, they immediately began planning a new attempt. The victim was released from jail days later, narrowly escaping a second attack. The green light doesn't expire easily. Associates continued following the victim on social media even after his release, trying to locate him for another attempt. This demonstrates the persistent, systematic nature of prison gang hits. Once marked, targets remain in danger until the order is rescinded or they're killed. Section 5. Selecting the hitman. Shot callers don't execute hits personally, they delegate. The selection process depends on location, opportunity, and gang hierarchy. If the target is in the same facility, shot callers assign the hit to soldiers in their gang. These are lower-ranking members eager to prove loyalty and move up the hierarchy. Carrying out a hit earns respect and protection within the gang structure. If the target is in a different facility, shot callers contact their counterparts in that prison through the communication network. They provide physical descriptions, housing locations, and any relevant information. The local shot caller then assigns soldiers under their command. For outside hits, gangs activate street-level associates. The Jesus Faraj case exemplifies this perfectly. From his cell in Centinela State Prison, Faraj used contraband phones to coordinate with associates in San Diego. He provided the target's location and authorized the execution. On February 3, 2019, hitmen found Jimmy Caillou in the Fox Canyon neighborhood of City Heights and killed him in cold blood. Gang members who carry out successful hits receive compensation, sometimes money deposited into their commissary accounts, sometimes drugs, sometimes just the elevated status within the organization. Failed attempts bring consequences. Some gangs punish members who botch hits, viewing failure as incompetence or cowardice. Section 6. The verification process. Prison gangs have learned from law enforcement. They implement verification systems to prevent infiltration and false orders. Before executing a high-level hit, soldiers confirm the order came from legitimate leadership. This typically involves multiple communication points. A soldier receives an order through a kite or phone call. Before acting, they verify with other trusted members or higher-ranking officers. In the Mexican Mafia case, shot callers in Los Angeles County Jail didn't attack until they called shot callers in California state prisons and associates on the streets to confirm the green light status. Some gangs use code words that change periodically. Only current members know the active codes. When an order comes through, the code word proves it's legitimate. Verification serves another purpose, creating plausible deniability. If authorities investigate, the shot caller can claim the hit was unauthorized, carried out by rogue members. This insulates leadership from prosecution, though federal RICO statutes have increasingly overcome this defense. Section 7. Inside attacks. Hits inside prisons require different tactics than street executions. Inmates lack firearms and must improvise weapons. They also face constant surveillance from correctional officers and security cameras. Shanks, improvised stabbing weapons, are the primary murder tool. Inmates craft these from any available material. Sharpened metal pieces, broken glass, filed down plastic, even densely rolled paper that hardens into a piercing instrument. The Aryan Brotherhood has perfected prison killings. In the 2024 conviction of Ronald Yandel, federal prosecutors proved he ordered 2 inmates to murder another prisoner in 2015 at California State Prison, Sacramento. The attackers cornered their victim in a location with limited guard visibility and struck quickly with shanks. The murder wasn't just a killing, it was a demonstration of the gang's reach within the facility. Timing is critical. Attackers wait for moments when guards are changing shifts, during recreation periods when large groups gather, or in isolated areas like prison libraries and shower rooms. Some hits involve multiple attackers to overwhelm the target before guards can respond. The victim often doesn't see it coming. A sudden rush of bodies, rapid stabbing, and attackers dispersing before officers arrive. Prison gangs also use beatings when they want to send a message without killing. These attacks leave victims hospitalized but alive, serving as warnings to others. Section 8. The aftermath and investigation. After a prison hit, several things happen simultaneously. The facility goes into lockdown. Medical staff respond to the victim, either saving their life or pronouncing them dead. Correctional officers begin immediate investigations. Suspects are identified through security footage, witness statements, and investigative techniques. In gang-ordered hits, attackers typically refuse to cooperate, following the code of silence. Even victims sometimes refuse to identify attackers, fearing retaliation or adhering to no snitching rules. Federal investigators have become increasingly sophisticated in prosecuting these cases. The DEA, FBI, and U.S. attorneys' offices coordinate with local law enforcement to build RICO conspiracy cases. These prosecutions don't just target the hitman, they go after the shot caller who ordered the murder. The 2019 Aryan Brotherhood case exemplifies this approach. Federal agencies spent years investigating, using wiretaps, confidential informants, and forensic evidence. In June 2019, authorities announced charges against 16 members and associates, including leaders Ronald Yandel and others. Prosecutors described it as a massive operation, targeting one of California's most notorious white nationalist prison gangs. Sentences reflect the severity. Ronald Yandel and William Sylvester each received 2 consecutive life terms. Jason Corbett, another Aryan Brotherhood member, was sentenced to life in September 2024 for murder in aid of racketeering. In November 2025, the final defendant in the case received life in prison for conspiracy convictions. Section 9. The scope of the problem. The FBI estimates approximately 33,000 violent street gangs, motorcycle gangs, and prison gangs operate in America, with about 1.4 million members. These organizations conduct significant criminal activity from behind bars. From 2021 to 2024, law enforcement reported more than 69,000 incidents involving gang activity. The FBI's September 2025 special report revealed that murders, aggravated assaults, rapes, and robberies dominated these incidents. The data shows most offenders were between ages 18 and 40, but gang leadership tends to be older, men who've been incarcerated for decades and command respect through their history of violence. The Bureau of Justice Statistics reports that homicide, aggravated assault, and kidnapping offenses account for 3.5% of federal prison inmates. While this seems small, it represents over 5,000 individuals convicted of the most serious violent crimes, many of whom maintain gang affiliations. The problem extends beyond American borders. Prison gang coordination of outside violence occurs worldwide. In Brazil, inmates allegedly used contraband phones to coordinate waves of assaults on law enforcement agencies, banks, and public buses, killing hundreds of people. Authorities discovered prisoners were using pigeons to fly phones and parts in and out of facilities. Section 10. Why this continues. Despite aggressive law enforcement efforts, prison gang hits continue for several reasons. First, the hierarchical structure creates redundancy. When leaders get additional sentences or transferred to more restrictive facilities, lieutenants step up. The organization continues operating. Second, contraband phones remain extremely difficult to eliminate. Detection technologies exist, but they're expensive and sometimes interfere with legitimate communications. Maryland Department of Corrections pioneered using specially trained canines to detect phones and even tiny SIM cards. In fiscal year 2008, these dogs helped find 849 cell phones within facilities or intercepted on prison grounds at 24 institutions. Cell phone jamming technology could theoretically block inmate communications, but it's currently illegal under the Federal Communications Commission Act of 1934. The maximum fine is $11,000 per day, with potential criminal prosecution. Some states have petitioned the FCC to permit selective jamming in prisons, but concerns about interfering with legitimate public safety communications have blocked implementation. Third, the financial incentives are powerful. Inmates charge other prisoners up to $50 per call on smuggled phones. Drug distribution inside prisons generates millions. For many gang members, crime is the only economy they know, and prison doesn't stop it. Fourth, the code of silence protects perpetrators. Witnesses refuse to testify. Victims won't identify attackers. This makes prosecution extremely difficult, despite advanced investigative techniques. The dark reality. In December 2024, federal judge Kimberly J. Mueller sentenced Ronald Yandel and William Sylvester stating these men had turned their shared prison cell into a criminal headquarters, directing violence across California's correctional system. The judge noted that even maximum security couldn't stop them from ordering murders and running drug operations. This captures the disturbing reality of prison gang hits. Incarceration hasn't ended these criminals' ability to kill. It's simply changed their methods. Shot callers sit in concrete boxes, surrounded by guards and cameras, yet they coordinate murders with deadly efficiency. Green lights are issued. Communications flow through contraband phones and coded notes. Verification systems ensure orders are legitimate. Soldiers carry out attacks. And the cycle continues. The Mexican mafia member, who ordered a hit in December 2022, operated with the confidence that his power transcended prison walls. He tracked his target on social media. He coordinated with associates across facilities. He authorized an attack inside Los Angeles County Jail. When that failed, he immediately planned another attempt. Federal investigators have made significant progress. The massive 2019 to 2025 Aryan Brotherhood prosecution resulted in multiple life sentences. The 2025 Mexican Mafia case charged 19 members and associates, disrupting a murder conspiracy. The December 2023 sentencing of Jesus Faraj delivered justice for Jimmy Kiyu's execution. But for every successful prosecution, dozens of other plots unfold in America's prisons. The FBI's data on 69,000 gang-related incidents from 2021 to 2024 represents only reported crimes. Many incidents go undetected or unproven. Law enforcement faces a paradox. The very institutions designed to remove dangerous criminals from society have become breeding grounds for organized violence. Prison gangs recruit, train, and indoctrinate new members. They settle disputes, provide protection, and create parallel governance structures within facilities. The power of shot callers extends far beyond individual hits. These men influence entire prison economies, settle disputes between gangs, and maintain order in ways that sometimes align with, and sometimes conflict with, official correctional authority. As technology evolves, so do prison gangs. Social media tracking helped the Mexican mafia locate their target. Encrypted messaging apps provide new communication channels. Drones can bypass 60-foot perimeter nets to drop contraband in secure areas. The battle between correctional authorities and prison gangs continues evolving. Enhanced detection technologies, specially trained K-9 units, aggressive federal prosecutions, and interagency cooperation have achieved notable successes. But the fundamental challenge remains. As long as gang hierarchies exist inside prisons, and as long as communication channels can be established, shot callers will continue ordering hits from behind bars, where concrete walls contain their bodies but not their deadly reach.